say mama? Our cat just said mama. Did you hear that? You and me together will be forever, you'll see. We two can be good company, you and me. Yes, together we'll be. Yeah. Forever, that's we. We'll always be good company, you and me. What's a kitten? What's a kitten? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? With a kitty such as you? With a kitten such as you? One kitty out, another kitty in, apparently. For those of you who hang around here often, do you come here often? You'll see that we lost one of our tabbies a week, 2 weeks ago, beginning of this year. And it's almost as soon as he passed. This little squirt showed up out of nowhere. What are you gonna do? Kittens just don't stop. They just don't stop. Kittens just don't stop, won't stop. We're here for mindfulness. We're here for meditation. We're here for mudras. And for shenanigans. What would mindfulness be without shenanigans? What would meditation be without utter chaos? Right, dog? Right? You know all about utter chaos. It's going to be wacky today. It's a little wacky today. So, hey Byron, I feel like you're my peeps. You like a wacky day. It's gonna get some wacky. It's gonna get some shenanigans. My bottom missed my pillow, so hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, dog. What do you guys say? Here in about 5-10 minutes, I'm gonna get blinded in the middle of my meditation. Watch. Okay. Hello, my friends. Happy Wednesday morning. Hello to you too, dog. I have not forgotten you. For those of you who are new here, my name is Reverend Deborah. I am a non-denominational reverend, a movement facilitator, movement in breath, body, and being, and the owner of movewithchange.com. Over at movewithchange.com, we are building an online community we call our CAYA Sangha, C-A-Y-A, Sangha, which stands for Come As You Are, because we all deserve a space to show up when it's messy or when it's just like super goofy and you got nobody else to call and you're like, nobody else will understand. I am on like some spiritual cloud nine. I just had an amazing meditation, got some downloads, and I'm just like tripping on life. You know, I'm high on life. It's great. It's great. Dog gets it. And a Sangha. Why a Sangha? Because one of my favorite quotes is from Thich Nhat Hanh, where he says, the next coming of the Buddha, or the enlightened one, is unlikely to be a singular person, but instead a Sangha, a community of people practicing mindfulness together. Because it is no longer the story that one of us shows up and leads the masses to the truth. It is instead the era where we look within ourselves and each individually recognize the divinity within, recognize the truth and the wisdoms within, and then not only recognize those, but access them and integrate them and turn them into our external reality as well. So, these are our Bhakti Bites classes. Bhakti means devotion, so devotion to what? Devotion to self-care. Because if you're going to hear those wiser self, if you're going to learn about your inner landscape, if you're going to really dig deep, if you're going to meet those shadows and make friends with them, rather than continuing to be enemies, self-care is imperative. And spending a little bit of time every single day on self-care is also imperative. And I know so many of us go, I can't do that. I am so busy. There are so many things on my plate. There are so many things being asked of me. I have so many expectations for myself or other people have for me or whatnot. I just can't do it. Yes, you can. 5 minutes. 5 breaths. If you commit to 5 breaths every single day, you are cultivating a practice of mindfulness that is going to affect your inner and outer reality. It's that simple and it's that easy. And yet at the same time, that difficult for us to commit to. Why is it so freaking hard for us to commit to something as simple as 5 breaths? That's all. Damn it, I forgot my breaths today. Did you? Did you? Because you've been breathing all day, but have you been breathing consciously or unconsciously? Have you been letting your thoughts and triggers from the world make your breath change? Affect your physiology? Affect your mental state? Does the world affect you? Does the world happen to you? Does life happen to you or does life happen through you? Let's get it going through you today, okay? Good morning, my friends. Hello. Hey, Corey. Marina, welcome, welcome. So our mudra for the week is the Bhairava mudra. And the replay for Monday is over on YouTube. So feel free to pop over to YouTube if you missed the replay for Monday. Again, all these meditations are like 10, 15 minute sort of sessions, okay? So you can go find the replay for Monday. Today, we're going to do the other side of this mudra. So the Bhairava mudra is the mudra for fierceness. And in using this mudra, we are cultivating the fierceness of the story. Is this mudra is after the fierceness of Shiva, of the divine masculine, right? So the fierceness of the divine masculine, we place our right hand in the palm of our left and rest this mudra gently in your lap. And now this is a really foundational mudra. So there's many things that you can do with, right? You can add to your meditation. But I encourage you to sit with this mudra for at least 5 minutes without doing anything. If you need something to anchor you into the present moment, to anchor your practice, follow the breath. Just sit here with your mudra, right hand in left, and follow the breath from to the top and to the bottom, and to the top and to the bottom. And just receive the energy that this mudra assists us in generating. It cultivates the fierceness, the calm fierceness. Imagine like the center of the storm, right? The eye of the storm. That storm is my fierceness, but I do not need to engage in that kind of chaos to remain fierce and courageous. I can remain still and centered and still be so fierce, right? So, Bhairava is done with your right hand in your left. However, and we did that on Monday. And on Monday, we coupled it with a meditation where we envisioned that celestial light, that divine presence, the divine masculine to shower us in that celestial energy and that solar energy, right? We invited that in kind of a shower of the divine masculine. Let's just say it like that, right? So the other side of this is the divine feminine, right? So the duality, right? We all know there's a spectrum, but there is a duality as well. And our goal here is to bring that duality into oneness. So to practice that, we practice the other side of this mudra, the Bhairavi mudra. And we place our left hand in our right. And for this one, we are going to take a few moments to just follow the breath. And then we're going to bring that divine feminine energy up through our root chakra. We allowed the crown chakra to absorb that divine masculine. We're going to allow the root chakra to absorb the divine feminine. I invite you to meet these practices with a sense of curiosity and willingness. As I mentioned, I am non-denominational reverend, so these are not coming from any particular spiritual connotation. This is a simple practice of cultivating the awareness to be present with our internal and external experience, to change our quality of experience of time, of our reality, so that we can become more conscious and more wise through our state of presence, right? More presence through our state of wisdom. This sun is going to get me today. Here I am inviting the divine feminine and the sun's like, hi! Divine masculine, hello! Okay, we can do that. That a little bit. Yeah, okay, hold on. Might get a little dark for a second. There. The light will adjust. Yeah? It's still in my face. What do you say? What do you say? Okay, my friends. All right. Now that we've set the mood, now that we've dropped the mood down, hold on. Let's bring the candles. I've got candles over here too. I always find it's really helpful when you are sitting down, even if it's for a 5 minutes practice, even if it's for just a few minutes, if you do something like light a candle, light some incense, basically create some sort of ceremony around it. Again, it doesn't have to be spiritual, it doesn't have to be religious, just some sort of ritual, some sort of habitual practice that invites you into the space of mindfulness. It's a really powerful way to basically alert your mind monkeys that we're going to be sitting in stillness for a little bit, okay? And so your body and your mind begin to expect what's coming next, and start to settle into a place of readiness before you even get to the place of asking for readiness. It's cool. It's cool how we cultivate those habits, right? So, I've got rainbows on me too. Yes. That's what the sunshine was doing, was trying to bring rainbows in for us. It was just so bright. Okay. So if it is available to you and you would like to join us for a 5, maybe 10-minute meditation to invite the divine feminine to balance out the divine masculine. So many of us are working to bring those dualities, the duality within ourselves, into balance. And this mudra is a really powerful one for doing so. So again, on Monday, we did the Bhairavi mudra with the right hand and the left, and invited the divine masculine in through the crown chakra. Now we are going to go to the other side here, and we're going to place our left hand in the palm of the right. Go ahead and rest that in your lap if it's available to you. If you need your hands for driving, or if you are walking, feel free to hold the mudra just kind of as a little basket while you're walking. Feel free to do that if it's available to you. If you can't close your eyes because you're doing something else, that's okay. You can still grab the mudra for a minute, and you can still listen into the meditation. You can still follow your breath, right? Take what bits of mindfulness work for you in the moment. Take what's available to you in the moment. It is here for the taking. All right. Bhairavi mudra it is. Left hand in right, resting in your lap. And if it's available to you, go ahead and close your eyes. And we will begin with 3 deep breaths. First, pulling the breath in through the nose, through the lungs, and down into the belly. And sigh it out. Inhale again, lifting the heart and elongating the spine. And let it go. Inhale once more, expanding the rib cage in all directions, front, sides, and back. And release. Go ahead and seal the lips and just follow the breath for a moment, inhaling all the way to the top and exhaling all the way to the bottom. Allow the breath to anchor you into the present moment. As you inhale your intention to just be here and now, or inhale your intention to follow the breath. And exhale any tension in the body, in the mind, in the soul. Inhaling our intention. Exhaling any tension. Take a few more breaths. Allowing everything else to fall away. Inhaling stillness. Exhaling the mind chatter. Thoughts, sensations, life. Life goes with that same rhythm of the breath. Inhale, exhale, action and resting, ebb and flow, doing and being. Allow your thoughts that same freedom that you allow your breath. If they arise, let them fall just the same as you allow your exhale to release the inhale. We don't inhale, ponder our inhale, toil over our inhale, make stories about our inhale, make sure our inhale's the right inhale, was it the right inhale, question the inhale, try to explain away the inhale before we exhale. No, we allow the breath to be as it is, without the need to change or control it. We can allow the same for the body and the mind and the reality around us, the life occurring, ebbing and flowing, rising and falling around us. Be with the breath. Nothing but the breath. Now that we have sufficiently anchored ourselves into the present moment, I invite you to shift your awareness down to your root or just your seat, wherever you're sitting, the back of your legs, your bottom. Or you can imagine bringing your attention to your pelvic floor, which is where your root chakra is. And imagine a warm feeling beginning to spread underneath you, like sitting on warm sand at the beach. Allow that warmth to permeate through your layers of clothing and into your skin, warming the muscle, tissue, even reaching into the bone. The warmth of the earth, soaking into your being. As that warmth grows within you, it moves up, covering your legs, engulfing your feet, all the way filling up your hips, moving into your lower torso and the sides of your body, filling up your belly, all the way to the bottom of your rib cage. The lower half of your body, from your rib cage down, is now warm, filled with that divine feminine energy, that earth, nourishing earth energy. Inhale again, allowing the warmth to continue up, filling your chest cavity, wrapping around your rib cage in a warm embrace, rolling over your shoulders and cascading down your back. Feel the warmth like two warm hands of a mother, a sister, a lover, a crone, a healer, a teacher, a guide. Feel the warmth of her embrace, the warmth of her touch, as it runs down your arms, filling your hands, filling the cup you've created here, the chalice, the bowl you've created with your hands. Allow that warmth to slowly move up your neck, reaching your jawline, warming your cheeks, moving through the rest of your head, over your ears and up over the top, filling you from root to crown, from toe to head. That warm, nourishing energy. Now that you are full and warm, I invite you to simply return to the breath. Or you may release all practice and simply be the eye of the storm. That warm, nourishing, divine feminine energy mixing with the cool air creates a hurricane. A powerful fierceness. The courage to release ego clinging, the courage to put down our judgment and our fear and meet each other as we truly are. Sparks of divinity, particles of divinity. I am another yourself. Ein lak ek. May we cultivate the courage to remain balanced, to align ourselves with the ultimate oneness that is the energy that flows through the entire universe. No matter what you call it, that life force that flows through the entire universe also flows through us. Feel free to stay here in this place, soaking up that warmth of the earth, sitting in stillness in the eye of the storm, releasing ego clinging and fear, distraction and striving. Stay here as long as you would like, in whatever part of the practice feels most soothing to you. When you feel complete, I invite you to bring your hands together in prayer or simply lay one over the other over your heart in gratitude for today's practice, in gratitude for these tools, in gratitude for this body, in gratitude for this life. And offer yourself a little gratitude for taking the time for self-care today. I'm so fucking proud of you. Good for you. You are worth it and you deserve it, and I'm glad you made it today. So thank you so much for sitting with me. When you are complete, when you're ready to come out of meditation, please do so slowly. Opening my eyes is the last part. It's my least favorite part, so it's the last part. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Dog, you stretch too. Hey, hello guys. I'm just going to catch up on comments here really quick. Eternal Peace Portal. Oh, I wonder if you're still in here. I wish for a day where we all naturally find our rhythm again and do not need to be guided towards it. You know, I agree. And something that I say often is this idea, right? This concept that we are our own guru, right? You are your own guru. The word guru literally just means that which brings us from darkness to light, right? And yes, we can seek a guru outside of ourselves, but even when we seek the teachings of others and the wisdoms of others, whether they be in front of us or ancient in a book, right? Ultimately, we still need to integrate and use and turn those into a state of being rather than a state of knowing, right? We have to go from knowing to understanding by implementing. And so in that way, it is actually you that is leading yourself out of that darkness. Are you taking into account other people's wisdoms and useful tools and techniques to get yourself there? Absolutely. Should you reinvent the wheel every time? Not at all. Which is why it's important that we share with each other, that we sit with each other, that we do these practices together. Because yes, absolutely, I am my own guru, just as you are your own guru. But when we guru beside each other, we offer each other little bits of insights, little boosts up, right? Because the reality is that reality is a multifaceted gem that I will never be able to understand completely by myself. Hey, Ashley, thank you. I will never be able to see all perspectives of reality. It is simply impossible by way of my limitation of being a human. Somewhere, somehow, I signed up for this. I'm here, I'm human, which means I'm stuck in my limited box of perception, which is ultimately very fucking limited. In fact, this is a really good representation of it, because in fact, when you even think about your vision, right, the amount of clear vision that you have is fucking small. The rest of it is based on the rest of our understanding of reality is based on our previous experience, based on our programming, based on our judgments, based on our biases, based on our beliefs and values and understandings and fears even, right? No one else can make you do any of the work. No one else can push you towards enlightenment. In fact, there's an old parable. It's a parable Plato wrote, and apparently it was a story that Socrates told. But the idea is the allegory of the cave. Excuse me, it's not a parable, it's an allegory. The allegory of the cave. It's a beautiful allegory. I implore you to go look it up. It's on YouTube. You can see the whole story in like a little video. Somebody's done a great job of creating an animation for it. I'm so grateful for that because I love this story. And but the short version of it, right, is that there's a cave, and in the very back of the cave there is a certain section of the population that has been that stays in the cave and is chained to the floor of the cave and chained in this position so they can only see the back of the cave. They can only see the shadows from everything else that goes on in the cave and above ground. And the idea here is that, barring the rest of the story, all the pieces of the rest of the story, I'm really jumping through it fast, so please go watch the video. But if you go down there and if you unchain someone who has known only the shadows, only the back of the cave for their entire life, and they have been convinced that that is all of their reality because of their own experience and circumstances and their own observations, if you pull them out of the back of the cave and you drag their asses up to the above ground, which is considered enlightenment in this analogy here, the potential for them to be scared or hurt is actually really high. If you yank somebody out from down there, right? For those of you who have people in your life who you have turned to and just gone, tried to pull them up. You've tried so hard to pull them up from where they are because we love them, we want to help them, we want to save them, we want to pull them out of but the reality is you can't change anybody. You can't do that for anybody. Why? Because we are stuck in our subjective experience, and so therefore we are intrinsically our own guru every time. Whether it's the little moment of getting out of bed at 6 a.m. because I said I was going to do it, or the big moments of making huge decisions that are in line with my authenticity, even if they might hurt somebody else's feelings, even if they might make major change in my life. Am I willing to follow my internal wisdom? Am I willing to integrate the perspectives of others because I am limited? Therefore, I cannot see the whole. So the only way for me to understand the entire elephant is if I check in with y'all too and say, hey, did you look on that side? Oh, interesting. It looks like that to you? Okay. Well, it looks like this to me. Interesting. Okay. And then somebody says, no, it looks completely different to me. And this is how I became a non-denominational reverend. It's because I went religion hopping, to study all these different things because they are all different perspectives of the same elephant. And we can sit here, and there's another, that one maybe is a parable. There's another story about the blind men and the elephant, right? The blind men who wanted to see an elephant. They'd never met an elephant before. So the king brings them an elephant, and one meets the elephant to the trunk and says, oh my gosh, it's like a snake. It's long and heavy like an anaconda, right? And he grabs the trunk of the elephant. The other one goes, no, 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 and goes to, hey, Dan, and goes to the side of the elephant, and he puts his hands on the side of the elephant, and he goes, no, it's huge, like a house, like a wall. It's broad and big and sturdy, and he smacks the elephant, right? And the third guy comes to the leg of the elephant, and he wraps his arms around. He goes, you guys are crazy. This is a tree. I can wrap my arms around the trunk. What do you mean broad as a house? So of course, they bicker. They refuse to see the validity of each other's perspective. Now, mind you, their perspective is limited by way of their not only being human, but further limitation of not being able to even perceive the whole elephant that's standing right in front of them. And that's why we use the analogy of the elephant in the room, right? My perspective and your perspective of the elephant may be very fucking different, but until we share our perspectives, we're never going to see that elephant for all that it is. And that in and of itself, in my opinion, is a travesty. I am here to experience this expansive reality, and I'm going to condemn myself to being boxed into only one narrow perspective for the rest of my existence. I wasn't born a cyclops. It seems funny. It seems silly to me when I think about it like that. When I think about how hard we dig in our heels. See, my gurus and my friends and my teachers are speaking through me right now, because I'm sitting here like all of these different stories and quotes keep coming up. Richard Bach, another beautiful author, wise man, he says, argue for your limitations, and indeed they are yours. Argue for your limitations, and indeed they are yours. And what do we do when we dig in our heels and say, no, my perspective is the only truth? But we argue for our limitations. We argue for our limitations. I can't do that. That's too hard. I'm too scared. They will laugh at me. Nobody's going to like me. I can't. Argue for your limitations, and indeed they are yours. This is what it means when we say that we choose our suffering. Dan, I'm excited for the rest of the story now. You have to convince them of what? Quick side note, my friends, for those of you who are part of the CAYA Sangha, we will have our group coaching happening tonight at 4:30 Pacific time. I finally got my shit together, and I'm on schedule now. Okay, I've added a Wednesday. We're on schedule. Our CAYA Sangha group coaching happens tonight at 4:30 Pacific time for CAYA Sangha members only. If you would like to join us in the CAYA Sangha, you can join us at movewithchange.com. You can also subscribe here on TikTok, and when you subscribe here on TikTok, you receive a free month over at the CAYA Sangha to check it out, to jump in on the group coaching, to see what the practice sessions are like that we have in-house over there. As a member, you get free access to all of my workshops, which all sell externally for a couple, I think the lowest one is like $199, and then the highest one is like $699 or $799 or something like that. I forget. But I've got workshops happening all year long, and all of those will be set for sale externally unless you are a member of the CAYA Sangha, and then you get access to those for the entire duration of your membership. So if you want to take your time and do they're all self-study, so you can take your time with them, and you can pop in on the Monday Sangha sessions, which are our workshop classes, deep dive practice sessions, and then we can go deeper into either the mudra we're working on in Bhakti Bites, or we can go into the information in the workshop. We can do practice sessions together. It's kind of an open floor for whatever mindfulness tips, tricks, tools related to the material that we're working on. So that's available to CAYA Sangha members. Also, when you subscribe here on TikTok, you get access to our twice weekly Astro Live sessions. Friday night, we do natal dive. So we dive into your natal chart. If you've never seen your natal chart, you can still come and we can still find it, pull it up for you. And then Sunday nights is our weekly peekly, where we talk about the astrology for the week, the transits, and how they affect each sign. And because it's subscriber only, we do also get a little personal in there. So for those of you who do show up to those regularly, you guys can come in on Sunday and say, hey, based on my natal chart, what is the thing that's happening this week? What do I need to worry about, right? What do I need to pay attention to? So that's a big new opening or new thing that I'm offering, the astrology lives. And I'm super excited about them because they're really a lot of fun, and it also helps me stay aligned with the overall energies that are happening in the cosmos, right? And when we do that, it's so much easier to be in the flow of life. You're like, oh my God, I know this new moon, this full moon energy is happening tomorrow in Leo, right? Right after the sun the Pluto moved into Aquarius. So we are like, it's quite the energy for that moon. It's quite the full moon tomorrow. That said, we are going to have a full moon event tomorrow at 1:11 p.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow, Thursday, January 25th. We'll be having a full moon event, so we will do a meditation or I will offer mindfulness tools. It can be a meditation, it can be a mudra. We'll offer rituals and techniques to harness the energy of the full moon, as well as pull some cards and just talk about the energy of the transit. So that'll happen tomorrow at 1:11 p.m. Troll needed some attention, he said. What else? What else is, I've got a day of, hey, June, welcome. Okay. Oh, interesting. Dan? So, that's an interesting story, Dan. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So June, if you do not get the code, there is a code when you subscribe. I don't know how it's delivered to you. So if you don't see it and you need that code, and that goes for anybody else who's already subscribed, if you don't have the code to go get the free month over at CAYA Sangha, please reach out and send me an email or send me a message here on TikTok. You can message me on YouTube. You can message me on movewithchange.com. You can message me at movewithchange@gmail.com. And note that code you can use it whenever you want to. So I always keep a schedule pinned at the top of my content on TikTok and on YouTube. And you can see what workshops I will be doing each month. I will put out a full year schedule here soon, but you can see the workshops. They will be announced ahead of time. So if you wanted to, say, use the free month to get the energetic hygiene workshop that we're doing next month, it's a 2-week workshop all about grounding, balancing, centering, and clearing your energy. And because it falls over Valentine's Day, I'm including a tantric partner breath practice in the balancing and grounding your energy, so you can learn how to balance and ground your energy with a partner. It's a really powerful, really intimate process practice, and I'd love to share it with you guys. So that energetic hygiene workshop is happening in February. So let's say you want to wait until February 1st, right? Then go put in that code, then you get a free month over there so you can enjoy the workshop while you're there. And once you're there, honestly, it's hard not to stay, right? There's lots of shenanigans. And learning and connection. And it's funny how their world wouldn't allow them to believe him until they saw. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, it says a lot about our limitations on, our beliefs and how our beliefs color our reality, color our perception of truth, what's true and what's not, color our perception of reality. If I don't. And there's also a collective consciousness too, the collective recognitions of some of these things and the collective beliefs about them, some of these things. I'm grateful we are in a time of change. I'm grateful we are in a time of expansion and growth. I'm grateful we are in a time of ever increasing awareness and personal responsibility. And a kind of courage of the heart. Right? It doesn't take a lot to be brazen and to be mean. It doesn't take much thought or heart or intelligence or courage to put down other people, to take advantage of other people, to put yourself above other people. It takes a great deal of courage to show up vulnerable, to accept yourself for who you are and to let that person be who you are. You're asking about my tea. It's a mix of a black tea and a chai tea. We like to make our own around here, but for morning, a lot of times I'll just do a bag tea. So it's chai and black tea. That's all. English breakfast and chai. I like to mix the two together. Because of the changing of the times, because of the shifts that we are going through, it is ever more imperative that we come together. It is ever more imperative that we spend time supporting each other, communicating with each other, sharing with each other, not only sharing, actual resources, but sharing inner resources, inner strength, inner courage, inner peace, inner wisdoms that we can offer to each other, that we can share with each other in ways that create community, that create it's more of an image. My brain works in images a lot of times, so I'm seeing like a fishnet or like a chain link fence or it's flipping between all these different images. But when we begin to share our perspectives, when we begin to share our unique perspectives, it creates an interweaving of our individuality, of our authenticity that makes us, that's literally right, makes us stronger together kind of thing. I am another yourself. When I make the attempt to stand in your shoes, I put down the bias of my individuality and recognize myself as part of a greater humanity. This is why that tantric partner breathing practice is actually really, really powerful beyond just intimacy with your partner, because one of the foundational things that it does is in this practice, we share breath with our partner. And in doing so, you breathe as one unit, as one being. And that experience, if most of us haven't experienced it intentionally like that, I don't even know what to say about it. If you've never experienced, holy fuck, you have to. Like that, that's like what it's just like stop trying to teach the workshop before you even put the workshop out. This is what I'm arguing with. This is what I'm like delineating here in my brain. My brain wants to be like, so here's how you do the entire partner workshop, all the thing. Thank you for the live, my friend. Okay, before I give away too much of the energy workshop, you can tell I was working on it last night. I was building some of the pieces of the writing and writing out some of the content for it. I still need to design it. It will be on sale soon. I will let you guys know when that comes out. Again, it's a 2-week workshop. It's happening in February. If you are a member at Move with Change at the CAYA Sangha at movewithchange.com, you will get access to this workshop for as long as you're a member, and you can work at your own pace. It will be 2 weeks over the first week, over the week of February, or over the week of Valentine's Day, and then the second week will be after that, so that you guys can learn the practices and use them with your partners if you have them, or even with a friend. Remember that stop teaching the workshop. I love you guys so much. I'm going to go have some breakfast and go keep working on the workshop so I can satisfy this need to like dig into the material. That's why I keep wanting to talk to you guys about it. So I'm going to go. I'm going to set boundaries, good personal, healthy boundaries for myself. And I'm going to go build a workshop for you guys come February. And this is my little flying pig. And I'm pretty sure he's Labradorite and he brings me a lot of joy. So now I'm sharing that joy with you. Okay. I love you guys. CAYA Sangha members, group coaching tonight at 4:30 Pacific time. And then today's Wednesday. That means Friday morning. Hey, Dawn, thank you. Friday morning is our next live. That'll be tiny yoga, and that is all at 10 a.m. Our morning classes are at 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday mornings. Subscriber-only lives are 6 to 8 p.m. Sunday and Friday. And then group coaching, you guys have that schedule in-house, right? Wednesday night, Saturday, 4:30, 11. I have a schedule for a reason. Okay, I'm going to go. I love you guys. Dawn, really good to see you. I want to say hi. We should get on a call soon. Okay, I love you guys.